depends on the sermon. It's like,
Oh yes.
that's why sometimes, like on the, not kiddish, but like Elaine
Will say shalom, I tend to try to speed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yes, sir.
Check. Check. Fifi, can you hear the sound? Fifi, can you hear the sound?
Yes. Yeah, this ever-present one has a duet part.
Shabbat Shalom. Good evening, everyone. Anytime we come together to pray, we pray that our prayers will be heard and that our prayer will go well, that it will inspire us to find meaning and value in the words of our ancient tradition. We join together in prayer this Shabbos here at Temple Mount Sinai, and I'm glad to welcome you, those of you who are with us physically and those virtually. We also have with us Elvira Spector, who you will hear on piano, Carlos Gomez back for a special Shabbat. Thought we said goodbye already, but we're so grateful to have you with us as a special honored guest. And Stuart Schwartz is also with us on the bima. Andrew Cabrera is in the back helping us to stream the service. We begin on page 57 to express our hopes, our dreams, our desires that our prayers will be well received. Page 57 in Mishkan Tefillah, the Shabbat edition.
Ever-present one, may we, your people, Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Ever-present one, may we, your people, Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion, restored in our lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve. Retzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael Utefilatam be'ahava tekabel. Retzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael Utefilatam be'ahava tekabel. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion, restored in our lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve. Irreverence, ever-present one, may we, your people, Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Ever-present one, may we, your people, Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer.
Continuing on that theme, I invite you to take a look at the footnote on page 3. As we prepare to light the Shabbat candles, please join me in these words, the footnote of page 3 by Martin Buber. Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole, so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. I invite you to rise as we light the Shabbat candles, page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishano b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehaligner shel Shabbat.
Page 29. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. We continue together. O let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. On the facing page, our call to prayer.
La 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 Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
We read together on page 32. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Israel, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad.
be seated.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise.
Page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children in the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, O God.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef elen. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Moses and the children crossed the sea. They sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osef elen.
V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Our Amidah, the main offering of the evening liturgy, begins on page 46 and continues over the next several even-numbered pages. If you are able to rise, please do so.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha ufi yagid tehilatecha Adonai sfatai tiftach Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחבים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ששמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated as we turn to page 59. Page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. We take a moment for silent prayer and reflection. As we offer personal prayers, private prayers, we also at this time take a moment to offer prayers for others, particularly those in need of healing of mind, body, or spirit. So we turn to page 253 for our prayer for healing. If you are with us virtually, I invite you to share the names in the chat, those that you are thinking of. As I share these names and then invite those present to add to them. We pray for healing for Donald Weinberg, Jesse Bilal Ledebauer, Jim DeRoss, Ilsa Smith, Lloyd Gerard, Sherry Weinstein, Dolores Spector, Adela Seaman, Mila Holst, Marvin Rubin, Perla Bat Esther. And to those names we add. We pray for healing, page 253.
Sheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Sheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
The pen is mightier than the sword, Cardinal Richelieu declares, unable to take up arms against those who are plotting assassination. He continues, take away the sword. States can be saved without it. Playwright Edward Bulwer Lytton wrote these words in 1839, but they are predicated on ideas dating back millennia. The entire concept of Torah in Jewish tradition relies upon the ideas that words, ideas, thoughts, that these things are stronger than physical force. That through words, we are a people who endure, despite efforts to quash all that our sacred tradition contributes to the world. In the course of everyday living, we get caught up in the moment. We often respond to a situation with action. Often we ignore the importance of words. In this week's Parsha Ve'etchanan, God tells Moses to go up onto the summit of the mountain to look out over the Jordan. Look at it well, God instructs, for you shall not go across yonder Jordan. How painful that must have been for Moses to hear. How even more painful to have to admit to the entire Israelite community that his end is coming, that the time is at hand to turn leadership over to Joshua. God has been a constant companion to Moses for 40 years or more, And now that relationship is coming to an end, it is time for a new person to take charge, a new leader who will march at the front of the line as the Israelites enter into the land of Israel, a land promised to our ancestors so many generations before, a land of hope and redemption. The Israelites have been guaranteed they will not be alone. God will bless them as they go forth to settle that land. So we might think that now the time has come for God to begin to reassure Joshua. But that's not what happens. In fact, in this moment, God says nothing to Joshua. Instead, in God's wisdom, the Torah reports that Moses is to, quote, give Joshua his instructions and imbue him with strength and courage, end quote. Moses, not God, is going to instruct Joshua. Moses, not God, is going to imbue Joshua with strength and courage. Surely God is capable of communicating with Joshua, and yet it is Moses. Moses who is somehow more appropriate, more capable of giving Joshua the words he needs to be successful as the next leader of the Israelites. Moses is able to empower Joshua in ways that perhaps God cannot. Only Moses can explain to Joshua what it is like as a human being to lead this people. Only Moses can explain to Joshua what it is like to have God as a partner. Only Moses can explain to Joshua what he has learned, teaching Joshua how to lead this people and to pass those lessons on to the next generation. Only Moses can make Joshua strong and courageous. Rashi explains that Moses can speak to Joshua's coming experience in a way that will reassure him. Because Joshua must know, Rashi postulates, that Moses is not entering the land of Israel because he is being punished by God. So it is only Moses who can convince Joshua, in Rashi's mind, as he writes, though I was led to punishment on account of the Israelites, that does not mean the same will happen to you. You will lead them into the land of Israel, and they will inherit the land. Then Siftei Chachamim, a commentary on Rashi, explains this idea, writing, it is through words that Moses will help ensure Joshua will not become faint-hearted, not through actions. The only way to really convince Joshua is through words. You cannot force him to be strong and courageous. It is as if to say, one might be able to force someone to do something now and again, but you cannot force someone to believe something. You have to teach them, guide them, help them to see it for themselves. And who better than Moses? For thousands of years, the Jewish people have lived this reality. The Torah, heaven's words to us, have expressed the best and truest ways to live. From one generation to the next, we have found ourselves anywhere and everywhere, and yet parents have insisted on passing the words of Torah to their children, and we have taken it upon ourselves to study these words, to reflect on their continuity of meaning. We have considered how they might help us to live our lives and to see the promised land ahead. These words have been stronger than physical force, intimidation, and even oppression. Again and again, Moses is going to say to Joshua, Chazak ve'ematz, be strong and courageous. When someone we trust, when someone we respect, when someone who has walked in our shoes gives us guidance, it means something. It is valuable. And these words will give Joshua what he needs to succeed in his mission for our people. Words can inspire. They can guide. They can lead. They can change the world. They changed Joshua's world. I would venture to guess that each and every one of us has had an opportunity at least once to be with someone we respect who has shared words with us that have changed our worlds as well. Words can inspire. Words can challenge. For our people, those words are called Torah. And they include the watchword of our faith from this week's Torah reading, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. For a nation, words can elevate. Words that never fall victim to cliche. And for us as Americans, they include words like give me liberty or give me death in order to form a more perfect union. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. The pen is mightier than the sword. The power of words is often undersold. But we as Jews, we live it. We breathe it. Referring to the Torah, even the author of Proverbs reminds us, it is a tree of life to those who cling to it. And so, like Moses, passing along a teaching to Joshua to ensure that Joshua might be strong and courageous, we have the obligation to pass the Torah to generations to come as well, to help them to see and understand the power of words. And so let us be strong and courageous in our mission. Let us never fail when the opportunity comes to pass Torah's wisdom to someone else. Let us be of one mind and one heart in our love and our commitment to our heritage and our future. And may each Shabbat come to remind us it is not only action, but also with words that we can continue to change the world. Shabbat Shalom. We celebrate Shabbat on page 5. Is that right? With Kiddush. As we lift up this symbol of Shabbat, the symbol of fruitfulness and joy and blessing, joy in our history and joy in our future, I invite you to rise if you are able as we bless the Sabbath day, page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodshu be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. ושבת קודשך באהב וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן.
לחיים. We remain standing as we turn to page 282, Aleinu L'Shabeach.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Page 289. Page 289. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan, yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. If I mention a name of a loved one, I invite you to rise. If you are with us virtually, I invite you to share the names of those you are remembering this Shabbos by typing them into the chat, as I offer these names on behalf of our community. We mourn the recent death of Christine Garcia Mata, Ethel Holliner, Mauricio Plasant, Johnny Guillen, Paul Lazovic, Linda Mason, Lyndon Mansfield, Kevin Miner, and Nat Maddox. And this anniversary week of their passing, we observe yahrzeit for Julia Elfman, Rose Ann Avner, Alice Leah Baker, David Blogrand, Gladys Brannon, Fred Colton, Julius G. Kuhn, Rose Edelman, Bernice Elkins, Meyer Ehrlich, Bertha W. Gale, Leo Gale, Ben Gelfand, Max Gelfand, Sylvia Goldman, Stanley L. Goldstein, Ellen Hammonds, Esther Hartman, Lazar Kaplan, Dwara Kazakish, Gustav H. Krakauer, Julius Lakin, Clara Lauterbach, Judy Lauterbach, David R. Lerner, Samuel David Levinson, Ann Lutner, Ralph Moline, Marilyn Mendeloff, Edward Moy, Harriet Nathan, Juan Paz, Del Rainey, Dita G. Rowan, Ruth Ryback, Guy Salama, Harry Schechter, Francis Schwartz, Julius Waxman, Aaron Wechter, William Wilkinson. Are there any names to add? We remember them, and we remember all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them as we recite Kaddish together as one communal family, all rising, those who are able. Page 294. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing. You may be seated.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
conclude in song on page 338, but first we welcome Stuart Schwartz forward to offer announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Avira, thank you very much. Rabbi, thank you very much. Beautiful service. Who's this? I'm glad, Carlos, you took me up on my offer to come back early and often. It's nice having you here. Dan, thank you for greeting. Andrew, thank you for working our streaming service today. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. I would also like to thank our Shabbat sponsors. Our streaming sponsors are Robert and Sabrina Frierson in honor of Asher, who becomes bar mitzvah tomorrow. Hope you can join us. Fifi Heller-Keim in honor of Boris Keim's birthday. Happy birthday, Boris. Tom Given in memory of William Wilkinson. Bonnie Colton in memory of Jean and Fred Colton. Sue Owens, Marion Garmel, Sam Simon, and Evelyn Fox in memory of Julia Alfman. Our Beam of Flower sponsors are Robert and Sabrina Frierson in honor of Asher, Tom Given in honor of William Wilkinson, Debbie and Mike Roblin in memory of Judy Lauterbach, Juan Paz Jr. in memory of Juan Paz III, and Fifi Heller-Keim and Boris Keim in memory of Max Gelfand and Ben Gelfand. And our Kiddush sponsors, Robert and Sabrina Frierson in honor of Asher, Bernie Lauterbach in memory of Judy Lauterbach and Clara Lauterbach, Tom Given in memory of William Wilkinson, and Lou Gelfand in memory of Ben Gelfand. Please also join us for the following events tomorrow. We're having Torah study at 9:30. You're welcome to join at the Temple Zoom room, followed at 10:30 by the streaming of Shabbat morning services, as well as live services tomorrow to honor Asher as he becomes a bar mitzvah. Looking ahead, this coming Sunday is the Religious School Open House at Braden Abood Memorial Park from 10 to 12:30. All families with religious school kids are invited to attend and are enthusiastically welcome. Please contact Iran Brown for more information. We're looking for people with talents, skills, and areas of expertise that would like to share them with our congregation for Temple's Menshas and Meshugas. Is looking for presenters on this program. It's the first Tuesday of each month. Please contact Noel. Thank you, Noel. Hope we'll have many people calling you and offering to participate. Save the date, backed by popular demand, the Bible Players will be joining Temple August 13th to 15th, that entire weekend. Check your weekly email for more information or contact Noel Meyer. This event is made possible in part by a generous grant from the Jewish Federation of Greater El Paso. And also October 22 to 26th, we are having our retreat in Sacramento Mountains outside of Cloudcroft to reconnect with our mini Misty and our Misty families, as well as anybody else in the congregation that would like to join. But space is limited, and we need you to register now. More details can be found in the Temple's weekly email. This event is made possible in part by a generous grant from the Jewish Community Foundation. That's something else we can ask Noel to assist with, that she's graciously participating in this effort and putting it together. It's a lot of hard work, and we are grateful for everything you're doing to put this together, Noel. Thank you very much. You can find the Zoom and long information in the weekly Temple email, as well as additional information about our many upcoming events. Shabbat Shalom.
Also, for more information about both the Bible Players Weekend and the retreat, there are some flyers in the back that you can pick up on your way out if you don't already have them. I noticed those as I came in, so please take advantage of those in the back of the sanctuary. We will conclude as we reflect upon the existence of the world, relying upon those wonderful three things: Torah, worship, and acts of loving kindness. Page 338, the second text down, Al Shlosha Devarim, page 338. We rise as we conclude in song.
על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד.
Shabbat Shalom, one and all, and may this Shabbat be one of peace and one of joy. Please join with us, if the weather is permitting, for Kiddush and Motzi. And thank you again, Carlos. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10:30. All are welcome, and then we'll see you on your next school break.
Indeed.
Thank you,
Rabbi.
Elvira. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you
you.
all who are with us. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Elvira. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi.